Welcome to today's Week 6 HSEL Overwatch 2 game. Is going to be the Case Legends versus the Hornets. The roster for today is going to be Jose, username JoseDragon25 on Tank. For DPS we have Leo Smith, username LWSmith8, and Jaden, not pictured on the roster, username Keys. For support, we have Deacon, username Dire Raven, and Madison, username Yeah. They are currently going to be setting up the lobby, so here is the merch store really quick. I'm going to pop that link in the chat. Go check it out. Just let me take a look on lobby progress. They are not set up yet. So while they're still setting up, I'm going to go over schedules right now. Monday, we have the technically the second round of playoffs for the WIHSEA Overwatch team. This is the state-run Overwatch team. The opponent, I believe, is Wausau. Fortnite, though over, they did place 5th and 6th at state. Green team got 5th, gold team got 6th, so they are now done, but they did place high in the state bracket. I do not have slides for them yet, but starting next week, Tuesdays at 4 p.m. is going to be the Varsity Valorant preseason game. I do not know their opponents. And then Wednesday at 4 p.m. is going to be the preseason game for League of Legends. And then on Thursday at 4 p.m. is going to be the preseason for JV Valorant. But you will still have HSEL Overwatch at 4 p.m. next week, Thursday, too. Again, you find out the opponents at match time. They are still working on that lobby, it looks like. So I'm going to quickly go over the rules for the first game mode. The first game mode is going to be control. Both teams attempt to capture the same objective points, similar to King of the Hill. They must reach 100% to win, but they will constantly swap and push each other into overtime. So it's going to be a big square on the ground. That is the point they're trying to capture. If anybody from the opposing team is touching the point, the percentage of the point does not go up. Once you have only your team members on there, then you can capture the point. It'll make more sense when you see the point, but that's just the basics of it. It does look like we're going to be playing on Nepal, which is the bottom left map pictured. We just about have lobbies set up. And if at any point that there's anybody you want spectated in particular or any questions about the game itself, throw those in the chat and I will answer them for you. be almost all set to start the game. We are, going into the first map. That point underneath the arch on the left side is that capture area. So that's the whole spot they have to capture. It'll make more sense once you see it from the player's perspectives, because we can only spectate from the player's point of view with the HSEL rules. They have 10 more seconds to choose the team layout. Alright, looks like we're gonna have Jose on Orisa, Keys on Soldier, Leo on Mei, Raven on Moira, and yeah on Mercy. We are gonna start off from Jose's perspective. Case is pushing left side onto main. The opposing team is running a Ramatra Brawly comp. Case running another Brawly comp, but it's Orisa based. We had these. There's a pick onto our Bastion. It looks like they swapped a Soldier onto Bastion. Case gets 2 picks, but then they get 2 picks on us. We have to back off the point, trying to reset. We have 2 supports and a DPS left. They seem to be struggling with that Tracer a lot, just because of her amount of movement. Since we're grouped up now, it looks like we're pushing left side again. We're split pushing. Looks like our Bastion's going right. The rest of the team's going left. Yeah, that whole area in the middle there is the capture point. Our tank does get taken out. No, that wasn't our tank. Looks like somebody got taken out. That was my bad. Get a pick on the Tracer. Case fully backing up. Swapping off of Orisa to Czar. Case does have Velk build up. That's the ult from our Mercy, pushing all the way through, and then onto point. Valk is coming out. They do have Ramatra. That's not Ramatra. Oh, not yet. They probably do have Ramatra ult built. That's Bastion ult coming out from the Hornets. Getting a pick on our tank, and one of our supports is down. Case has to fully back up. There's no chance that they can push on the point with that. But the Hornets do have 94% on the timer. Case does have to get touch if they want to keep point. They're not going for touch. And Hornets get one of the best of... Control is a best of 3. So Hornets are now up with 1.
You're the one making abominations.
We are going to watch a little bit of
You must see merit in
Leo
pushing
here on Pharah. So we have Deacon on Brig, Leo on Pharah, Jaden on Cass, Jose on Ramatra, and Madison on Ana. Looks like they swapped off of the Pharah and then onto Sim. Looking to use those turrets to lower the tracer and prevent her flanks. There's a Bastion flank on right side of point though. The turret's doing some good damage. Our Brig gets taken out, but they get a pick on the Baps. We are down to support. They take out their tank too. Case getting a big push here. As well as the Bap on the other team being half health. Tracer's still pushing regardless of the fact that there's turrets. They get a pick on the Tracer that is a huge stagger from Case. The Hornets are pushing from right side of point. Looks like they're pushing from both sides. The Hornets are very split, which is not a good thing. They get a pick on the Bastion. The Hornets from Matcha pushing on a point, quickly stepping back. Get a pick on the Ana. They're down as support. We get their Tracer and their Ramachas all as well. So that's a whole push from Case. We are 40% up on the timer. We do have Sim, Wall, and Nano for ultimates. They are looking for maybe a Pulse Bomb or the Bastion ult from the Hornets. It's a possibility. Hornets Tracer pushing on the point, hoping to get an early pick. That is a Ramatra ult from Case. They get a pick on the Tracer, and it's a full team reset for the Hornets, but they did also use their Ramatra ult. Yeah, full team reset for the Hornets. And we are 85% on the point. The Hornets have to try to get touched now as we are 95% on point. They do have that Tracer. There's the Pulse Bomb. Takes out Leo. There's the Bastion ult. We take out their Tracer. We are down to support though. That is a Nano coming out. That was not our Nano. That's their Nano. There's the Sim Wall from Case. Nano comes out from Case onto our Ramatra. We still have Deadeye, which is coming out now. Turrets get 2 picks. There's just one left on point, and it's just the Ramatra. Now it's the Tracer. The Tracer was pushed off of point, so that means Case gets the second round. One more round left. It is tied 1-1 for control.
A peaceful reality is within our reach.
I wish I could believe that.
Got a good cigar and a big iron. For What more does a man need? Maybe something to drink.
We still have Deacon on the brig, Leo on the sim, Jaden on Cass, Jose on Ramatra, and Madison on Ana. Same comp. Let's watch a little bit of Madison's perspective this time. Again, if there's anybody in particular that you want to watch more, just let me know and I will switch to their perspective. I'm trying to give everybody a decent amount of stream time. So that is a pick on our tank. Case is gonna have to back up or hope to get a pick. That is our sim down as well, so it's just 2 supports and 1 DPS. That's a backup and reset for Case. That middle area under the building where the big A is, that is the point for this map. The Hornets already have 10%. Which is fine, it's just a team reset. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to Jose here, just because it's gonna be mostly frontlining. Gets more of the action from his point of view. The other team does have a Sig and a Junk. Looks like they're going for more of a poke comp rather than a brawl. Both teams just looking for a pick and then hoping to push off of that. That is Tire. Pick gets 2 from Case. Yeah, Hornet's Tire gets 2 and then the Ramatra gets taken out. So that is another full team reset. We have 1 DPS, 1 support up. We do have Ramatra ult and we have Nano, so we're looking probably for a combination of those 2 next fight. But they do have to be cautious of Bastion ult, maybe a Flux, probably a Nano from them as well. I did not see them use it, but they still possibly could have. There is the Flux coming out from the Hornets and the Bastion ult. Flux gets 1. Arana's taken out as well as our Cass. Case has to get touch here to trigger overtime. Sim wall comes out from Case. Our Sim got touch. Now it's just our Ramatra on point. Who gets a pick on the map. Our Junk, we swapped off of Cass onto Junk. They got touch. They're still holding touch. Now no one's on point. So the first game is going to go to the Hornets. Here is the play of the game from Jose on Ramatra. It was his ult. Got a pick on, I believe a pick on 2 with an assist on another, and also took out the immortality field. Alright, so we're gonna go into our next game mode while they're just gonna pick maps right now. But our next game mode is going to be hybrid. Attackers attempt to capture the first point and escort a payload to the end of the map. So it's going to work essentially like control, but except it is not a 100% counter of a, like, to capture it. It's not a 100% type thing. It's just a, I don't know the exact amount of seconds, but you have to be on it for a certain amount of time. It's probably like 30 seconds worth of time would be my best guess. But so, same idea though, of only your team is on the point if you're attacking. Then you can capture it if anybody from the other team touches it. Then you cannot improve your progress on the timer. Same works for defense. If you're touching it, then they can't get the point. And then they're going to have to escort a payload, which is, they're all like, look like cars. Same kind of rule. If anybody from the opponent team is touching it, it does not move. If the attacking team is not touching it, the cart moves backwards. 3 people on the cart from the attacking team moves it the fastest as long as nobody else from the other team is touching it. Defenders are going to try to stop the attackers from capturing the point and or stopping the payload movement. Players swap sides after the round, and whoever gets the furthest wins. Looks like we're going to be playing on Hollywood, which is not a map pictured here. These are all maps from our WIHSEA team. They are currently setting up the next round. Then we will jump right into it. Looks like everybody's ready, so we are going to be starting shortly. I believe Case is going to be defending first, just because their color is blue. Pretty sure they're defending first. That's usually how it works. But we will see in 10 seconds. Yeah, Case is going to be defending first. We have Deacon on Moira, Leo on Soldier, Jaden on Cassidy, Jose on Ramatra, and Madison on Mercy. We will start off with some of Deacon's point of view this time.
Right or wrong, I'm gonna finish this war.
Watch and learn.
So the biggest thing with running the Ramatra Brawl is that they should be playing pretty close up to each other, not super spread out. They can play spread out, but if they're really going to try to run a traditional Brawl, they should all be grouped and not super separated. That was one thing I noticed last time, is that they kind of, whenever one would peel, they'd get taken out. And then they need to commit to a specific angle. The other team has a tracer that keeps going for flanks. They might need to swap back onto that sim for turrets, seeing as they never turned on those. Nobody's really turning on that tracer, just for Cassidy. The other team is running a Ramatra-based Brawl. We're getting some heavy damage out. That is a pick on their Mercy, which is a huge thing. There's no res for them. It might be enough to push them back, not all the way, but a decent amount. But our Soldier and both supports get taken out, though we take out another one of their supports, but it's going to have to be a full reset from Case. Our other DPS just got taken out. It's just Jose on the point right now. Trying to hold as much as he can, ends up getting picked, which is going to cause a huge stall for Case. As you can see, that little A in the top middle of the screen, that is the capture point. Looks like the Hornets are going to get the entirety of the first capture point.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
So now they're on to the payload portion, which is that black car. You can see in the top middle of the screen, there's the number 1 that just shows how many people are on that payload. Red is going to be the Hornets, blue is going to be Case. That our tank goes down, their tank's still up. I believe the Hornets are definitely ahead of picks here. That looks like it's going to be another full reset for Case. a Bastion ult from the Hornets. Case has used Velk. Currently in the middle of Velk right now. As they pick on their Bastion, we have a Bastion v Bastion now. I'm gonna watch a little bit of Leo here on the Soldier. It is a Bastion ult from Case. Case does have Visor as well. We get a pick on our tank, a pick on our Mercy. Case is gonna have to back up here. No supports, just 2 DPS left. That is a full team wipe. The Hornets do get second checkpoint, or first escort
I'm still standing. I'm still
point,
fighting.
but second checkpoint within the game mode. There's 5 minutes left for them to push the cart all the way. Or 5 minutes left for us to hold the cart. Visor comes out from Case. That's Nano on the ulted Ramatra from the Hornets. We get a pick on the Ana. The Ramatra gets a pick on 2. We're gonna have to back up. We did have a tank swap. There's no more Ramatra, but we swapped onto Orisa. And we swapped onto Hog. Looks like there was a late pick on our Moira. So that is a huge stall. Probably a swap on the Hog for more self-sustain. The Bastion from the Hornets gets taken out, as well as their Ramatra. Big thing about Hog in this new rework is that he cannot hook, grab, and one-shot anymore. Or like have a combo that kills people instantly. So using Hog here, you have to get a good hook like that Mercy. You have to hope that there's no follow-up on their team like that, and you have to hope for your team to all follow up on that person. That is both Bastion ults coming out. No picks. Hooks the Ramatra there. We do have Coalescence, which is the Moira ult. And we are almost up to Roadhog's ult. We do have 2 picks. Both of their DPS are down, but our tank and one of our supports is down. The other team used res, so they're not as down as much. There's a pick on both the DPS. The Ramatra ult is out, and we have to try to get touch here. Our Hog does get touch, stopping the payload, but they bring it all the way and had 2 minutes and 46 seconds of extra time. That means Case is gonna have to try to take the payload not only all the way to the end, but take the payload to the end and hope to have time left for, if they bring it all the way to the end, that time remaining is the time that you are given in your bank to push it, or like just get as far as you can in that map with that amount of time. If you are underneath a minute, you just are guaranteed a minute of time. And we'll figure out what Case is running in just a second. We have Deacon on Moira again, Jaden on Bastion, Jose on Hog,
But go on. Keep pushing me.
Madison on Ana, and Leo on May. Let's start out with a little bit more of Leo's gameplay right now. Again, if there's anybody in particular that you want spectated or any questions you have about the game, please throw them in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Looks like they're trying to run a pretty poke comp. They just keep getting shredded by that Ramatra. Looks like our May is trying to get behind them. Goes unnoticed. We're gonna switch to more main camera onto the Bastion. They got that Tracer half. She does have no recall. They get a pick on our May. Which isn't too big of a stagger, seeing as spawn is still right there. We're not pushed up too far. That is a bit of a stagger because we don't have 5. We're having a little bit of a Bastion 1v1. They just need to get a pick on that Tracer, or just anybody, to be able to push, but they should get a pick on that on the supports. There is a pick on our tank, so it does have to be a little bit of a reset for Case, and on our BAP, so yeah, Case has to push back and kind of reset. Not get picked here, because if they get picked here, it's just gonna be a big stagger, and cause cause them to lose more time on the chance to get a point. There's a pick on our BAP, but they get a pick on the Bastion. Here's Bastion ult from Case. Trying to go for the supports. We get a pick on the Tracer. We're just going for touch now. We do have Nano. Nano comes out from the Hornets. Gets a pick on 3. Case has to back up. It's just the Bastion on remaining. We do still have that Nano. We're almost up to Window, which is BAP's ult. Looks like we have a switch onto Sojourn. And we do have a Doom. They get a pick on our tank and one of our DPS. We swapped onto Genji as well. Going for a more dive comp. Swapped off of Doom onto Diva. I don't know why they keep swapping. So the way it works now is that when you swap characters, you don't lose all your ult charge, but you still lose a significant amount, to the point of you shouldn't switch every single time you dive. They just need to solidify a comp that they want to run and then go for that. But we do have our tank going in onto those supports, which is exactly what they're supposed to be doing. They get a pick on the Bastion. The rest of the team is not over there quite yet. They have a minute left to capture that part of the point part of Escort. That is Window from the Hornets. Window is just an ultimate that if you hit stuff through it, it increases the damage done through it. They get a pick on our Tracer, we get a pick on the Tracer, they get a pick on our BAP and our tank, so that is a full reset from Case. They have to continue with this dive comp if they want to build the ults in time. We do still have Window, we've been holding on to that for a little bit. We have Overclock, almost up to Blade, and almost up to Bomb. Most likely you're just going to see a bunch of ults come out from Case to get that point. Best would be to have a Bomb go out and just clear it. Popping Bomb here. Immo comes out, Bomb gets no picks. We do get a pick on the Bastion. When Matra ult comes out from the Hornets, looks like Overclock has come out. They get a pick on both of the DPS and the support. They're just trying to keep touch. Looks like it is just our Ana remaining, who sadly gets... It was not an Ana, it was a Brig. That was my bad. And the Hornets take round 2. And then play of the game from the Hornets, Ramatra. That was a nice 4-kill ultimate. That was actually very nice. And now we're going to be moving on to round 3, which is Escort. In Escort, attackers attempt to move a payload to different points throughout the map. Defenders try to stop the attackers from moving the payload to the points. Players swap sides, and whoever moves the payload the furthest wins. So it's just a hybrid, but with only that second part where the cart is moving. Same concept though. 3 players on the cart moves the cart the fastest. Anybody from the opposing team touching the cart, the payload stops moving. If nobody's touching it from the attacking team, it does go backwards. It looks like we are going to be playing on Gibraltar, which is not a map pictured here, as again, these are the maps for the WIHSEA teams. They are almost finished setting this up, but what I would like to see from Case here be either a poke comp on defense or a really strong brawl comp. I'd like to see it be either a Sig or a Ramatra on tank. Probably Ramatra for attack, Sig on defense, and then just a lot of brawly characters. If the other team's gonna be running brawl, you either gotta run a poke to counter it, or you and stay as far away from them as you can and shred them from decent bits away, or just counter brawl close, like everybody's close grouped up and you're just hoping to put as much damage out as possible and as fast as possible. I like to see either of those two coming out. I feel like that's the best chance they have against the Ramatra on the other team. With brawl, you don't really want to run too much of a dive into it, unless they are playing a very spread out pokey comp, like how the Hornets were playing last round. They were kind of spread out, and they were spread out enough that you could have gotten away with the dive. But I would like to see the Ramatra or Sigma coming out for tank. Probably a soldier and a soldier from Jaden and a Junkrat from Leo, or a Mei from Leo. But I prefer the Junkrat, just for the high damage output. And it looks like Case is going to be defending first again. We will figure out what they're playing in 20 seconds. And then again, anybody joining into the stream right now, if you have any questions or anybody you want me to spectate in particular, please throw it in the chat. So we're gonna have Deacon on Kiriko, Leo on Junk, Jaden on Soldier, which is really nice to see, and then we have Jose as Ramatra, so we are kind of running that brawly poke comp, and then we have Madison on Ana. The only thing I'm worried about with this comp is them getting heals out and getting healed out fast enough, but it should be fine because they have the Kiriko, and Ana's heals are actually quite high. But let's start off with Jaden's perspective. They're going to be setting up high ground. The other team is running a Ramatra comp. Gets an early pick on our Junkrat. He's still playing pretty pokey, hoping to get another early pick off. Our soldier is playing very split, hoping to go for a pick, but hoping to not get picked. The other team is running a Widow, which they need to be very careful of if she can actually hit her shots. Kurt is going under the bridge. Looks like our soldier's being very greedy for the Widow kill. They get a pick on the Widow, but one of our supports is taken down, and our soldier is behind. He is able to get out though, healing in the corridor. Both of our DPS are really low. We have Deacon walking back to point. Kurt is stuck underneath bridge. Looks like we have enough damage output happening. They get a pick on our Ana, but we get a pick on their Bastion. Not a great trade. At least it was a trade. They get a pick on our tank. Slight bit of a reset from case. We're playing farther away. I will spectate Leo once he gets back to point. He has got like a 5-second respawn timer still, so we're gonna go back to Jaden. Yeah, Leo's still gotta walk back from point. That is a huge stagger on our soldier. Case does have visor. We're almost up to tire and almost up to nano. They gotta be cautious because they may have the Bastion ult. Probably a pulse bomb. They most likely have nano as well. There is the nano. It's a pick on our tank, which was a swap to Rhine. We had a pick on our Rhine and our BEP. We got a pick on the Tracer, and then our junk got taken out. They did use res. Case trying to contest that point. That is tire from Case. Go ahead and watch that. Gets a pick on 2. The Ana and the Bastion go down. Along with the Tracer. Case not able to stop them from capping point. But able to get the picks off. Our junk gets taken out. We still have visor, and we have been holding onto visor for a while. We are almost up to window. Not sure when our nano came out, but our nano did come out. Looks like Leo had to swap off of junk and onto sim. Good time to swap since they just used tire. There's 4 minutes left. Case just has to hold for 4. To make sure they do not get it all the way. We get a pick on the Bastion. They just popped a visor for that. They also take out our soldier. Even trade. They are using Velk right now. Hornets popped Velk. They're going for the res, so it's now a 4v5. They get a pick on our Symmetra. That is Bastion ult from the Hornets. Gets a pick on our tank. We have window, we have nano, so both support ults. That is a pulse bomb from the Hornets. Does not get a pick. We're almost up to Ramatra ult. We get a pick on both of their DPS. And their Mercy. Looks like it's going to be a full team reset for the Hornets. And now we have Simwall as well, and almost up to Ramatra ult. Looks like I'd like to see a nanoed Ramatra ult for next fight. Or a window coming out. We've been holding onto window for a while. I just don't want us to overcommit. There's the Ramatra ult from the Hornets. Nano goes on to our Ramatra. Both Ramatras ulted at the same time. Our Jose is getting 3 picks. Currently slept. And that is going to be a full team reset for the Hornets. The last one just got away, which was the Tracer. We got a pick on our BAP. But also got themselves picked on a turret. One thing about the Hornets is that they keep getting shredded by those turrets, but they have, like, nobody that looks at them. If you notice what they are, it takes a couple shots, and then they're just gone. Or 1 melee hit. We are in a pretty good position. Here's Simwall coming out. We still have window. just under 2 minutes remain for the Hornets to push the payload. We get a pick on the Tracer, so we are ahead. We get a pick on our tank, but we got a pick on their Ana. That is Pulse Bomb and Bastion ult from the Hornets. We get 3 Cases members. That is Nano from Case onto the Ramatra. Both Ramatras are ulting, and we have a Visor come out that gets a double kill, triple kill on the Visor. That is a full team wipe of the Hornets. There is 50 seconds remaining for the attack. The attacking side from the Hornets. And as you can see, the payload is very slowly making its way backwards. Case is almost up to another sim wall. That must have been a window visor from Case. They get a pick on the Ana, but they get one of our supports. One of our GPS is down too. We get a pick on the Ana again after she was rezzed. Both of Case's supports are down. It is now into overtime with touch. We do have sim wall. We get a pick on our BAP, who gets rezzed. Sim wall comes out. That is Ramatra ult again from the Hornets. They built it very fast. Ramatra ult gets 1 from Case. 2 from Case are down. He's still holding touch. No one's on cart. So the Hornets took it all the way to the end in overtime. So now Case just has to take it all the way to the end and hope to have some time remaining for it to go into overtime. I like to see pretty much the same comp come out for attack with Case. I feel like if they run that Ramatra, the Soldier worked really well, and if we keep the Sim, it's a very good shot. Sim might not work as well on attack. They just have to keep the turrets on the payload. We have Deacon on BAP, Jose on Ramatra, Jaden on Junkrat, Leo on Symmetra, and then Madison on Ana.
Good thing I came along.
How come you don't stay a big bloke all the time?
I prefer tactical precision over brute force.
Oh, likewise, likewise. Some of my favorite bombs are extraordinarily precise.
Yeah, that was a really good hold at the end. They held that pretty much the whole time. They just did not secure that last touch to even continue the fight. That is the first pick onto our Symmetra. MO used from Case. Both teams use their MOs. Tracer is flanking our back line. We need more of a turn for that. We get a pick on the Tracer, but they get a pick on our Ana, which is a pretty bad trade there. There's a pick on our BAP. MO used from the Hornets, so they could get a pretty good push out of this. As they pick on the Ramatra from the Hornets Ramatra. With that, they should be doing a big push. One of our supports gets taken out. We do have tire built. We should be taking full advantage of that tank being down. That is pulse bomb that came out from the Hornets but got no picks. Tracer is still behind flanking. That is Bastion ult from the Hornets. Gets a pick on our Symmetra. Another pick on our Bap. Case is gonna have to back up. Both supports are down. It is just the junk and the Ramatra remaining. They really need somebody to specifically peel for that Tracer. She keeps flanking the backline. Our tank got taken out, which is a huge stagger. We just need to take more of an advantage with those big picks. The Tracer's just gonna keep flanking our backline too. Our junk is currently having a little bit of a 1v1 with them. That is Rally and Ramatra ult from Case. Window from the Hornets. We're pushing past Window, but our tank gets picked. And our Symmetra is picked as well. We get a pick on the Tracer, finally.
60 seconds remaining. In my world, there are no secrets. Hack complete.
We have a swap onto the onto Symmetra. Or not Symmetra, it's onto Sombra from Symmetra. We get a pick on their tank. Pick on the Bastion. That's gonna be huge for Case. They better take advantage of this and push the cart as far up as they can. 26 seconds remaining. They have to keep people on the cart, hoping to keep 3 on. We gotta pick on our tank. That is Ramatra ult from the Hornets. Gets 1. Gets 2. Both supports down. We have the Sombra staying on cart for touch. But they do not get touch. They last second translocated out, but didn't have translocator to go back onto the cart. But here is the play of the game from the Hornets, Ramatra. Ulti with 2 picks and a normal pick. That was pretty good play. But that will be the end of the game. It was a 3-0 victory from the Hornets. Again, here is the merch store. I will put the link in chat. Go check it out. For schedules, next is going to be Monday at 6 p.m. It is the WIHSEA Overwatch team. They are in their second round of playoffs. There are no more Fortnite games, but the green team placed 5th at state and the gold team placed 6th at state. As far as other games go, next week there's Valorant preseason, 4 p.m. on Tuesday. League of Legends preseason, 4 p.m. on Wednesday. That's Varsity Valorant on Tuesday, Varsity League of Legends on Wednesday, and then JV Valorant preseason on Thursday. And the HSEL Overwatch team plays on Thursdays too, or plays on Thursday again. They find out their opponent on match time. I do not have the stream cards to show for League or Valorant yet. Besides for that, it is the end of the stream. Thank you for coming out, and see you Monday at 6 p.m. for WIHSEA Overwatch.